Hey everybody. So I guess today is Thanksgiving. If you celebrate it, happy Thanksgiving. If you don't, I hope you have a good dinner tonight. I don't celebrate it. I don't really celebrate much of anything because it's. Do you guys know the story about Thanksgiving? You probably don't. Most people don't. What you learned in school is all BS. As a matter of fact, Christopher Columbus, when he sailed over, he didn't even come to North America. Like all of North America wasn't there. Like none of it. It was, yeah. Like he made it to like where the Caribbean is, and maybe a little further, and that's it. But the Plymouth Thanksgiving of what is it, 1621? Yeah, it didn't happen. So here's the story of the real Thanksgiving. At least the original source of where Thanksgiving comes from. It was in 1637. The Massachusetts colony governor, John Winthrop, declared a day to celebrate the colonial soldiers. It was on May 26th of 1637, and there was a Puritan force that was fortified by Native allies. They were massacred at Pequot Fort in Connecticut. What he done is he sent out his soldiers for a pre-dawn attack on Mystic. They burned their entire village to the ground, and they killed hundreds, over 500 men, women, and children of the Pequot tribe. And when they came back from their conquering, which that's not conquering, that's a massacre. The massacre had also marked a turning point in the Pequot War. It was a 3-year war over the tribal land. Anyway, whenever they had come back from the massacre, they had a feast to celebrate the soldiers returning home and defeating the Pequot tribes. That wasn't even a defeat. That was, like I said, that was a massacre. That was slaughter. So when you eat your turkey and dressing this evening, know that not only are you eating a murdered animal that is your brother, you are also celebrating that your dinner plate is covered in the blood of at least 500 men, women, and children that were all Native American of the Pequot tribe out of Mystic, and you're celebrating it. Since then, it has been dubbed as like a religious observance, and there's been claims that it was with the Puritans, but the Puritans didn't even come to North America. That was all at the Caribbean. So I don't know. I don't celebrate it. It's horrible. Anyway, regardless of what day it is, make sure you always give thanks to the one that made you, because without him you wouldn't even have the air that you breathe in and out. So that's all I can say, is just be thankful for God, because that's all you really got to be thankful for, because without God you wouldn't have any of it. So I would suggest that. That's just my 2 cents, or 5 or 10, doesn't matter, nickel and dime you. But that being said, be thankful for that. I hope that you guys all have a good evening, tomorrow good morning and afternoon, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, and I'm gonna go back in and finish playing guitar. I learned that I could play Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera, and I'm pretty excited about it, so I'm gonna go work on that, and I will catch you guys all in the next one, or I won't. Just depends if you watch it or not. But yeah, I love you all. Don't forget, love God above anything and everything, because he loves you, and it's free. All you gotta do is take it, and right now you want to be taking it. Please love one another, cherish one another, but remember, peace and love for one another. Have love, honor, and respect for all of God's creation, because that's what takes care of us at the end of the day. It does not matter it doesn't matter who's president, even though you guys, and let me just state this real quick, because I've put it in several videos, but I've not posted them, is regarding our president situation. You did that, okay? That's all I'm going to say. You did it. I didn't. Just saying. Go check, go Google it. If you haven't Googled it yet, go put in your Google search box, put Joe Biden mortally fatal head wound, and read. Just read the very first result you come to. Just read it. Check this out. Joe Biden mortally fatal head wound. I should have left that on there. He was having regular headaches, requiring him to carry around a big bottle of Tylenol. He was also feeling pain in his neck. In February of 1988, he suffered 2 life-threatening brain aneurysms. Biden has said the experience shaped him into the kind of man I want to be. Now check this out. Revelation 13:3 in the New World Translation. I saw that one of its heads seemed to have been fatally wounded, but its mortal wound had been healed, and all the earth followed the wild beast with admiration, and they worshipped the dragon because it gave the authority to the wild beast, and they worshipped the wild beast with the words, "Who is like the wild beast, and who can do battle with it?" It was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and it was given authority to act for 42 months. And it opened its mouth in blasphemies against God, to blaspheme his name and his dwelling place, even those residing in heaven. It was permitted to wage war with the holy ones and conquer them, and it was given authority over every tribe and people and tongue and nation. And all those who dwell on the earth will worship it. From the founding of the world, not one of their names has been written in the scroll of life of the Lamb who was slaughtered. So, I'm just saying. Satan, in his 2007 book, Promises to Keep, he describes passing out in a hotel room in Rochester in February of 1988, where earlier that night he had given a speech at the University of Rochester. He recalls a lightning flashing inside my head, a powerful electric surge, and then a rip of pain like I'd never felt before. Now check this out. Luke 10:18 in New World Translation. Then the 70 returned with joy, saying, "Lord, even the demons are made subject to us by the use of your name." At that he said to them, "I see Satan already fallen like lightning from heaven. Look, I have given you the authority to trample underfoot serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing at all will harm you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice because the spirits are made subject to you, but rejoice because your names have been written in the heavens." In that very hour he became overjoyed in the Holy Spirit, and I said publicly, "Praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have carefully hidden these things from wise and intellectual ones, and have revealed them to young children. Yes, O Father, because this is the way you approved." So you see here, he sees Satan already fallen like lightning from heaven. Do you know what lightning fall from heaven is in Hebrew? He was unconscious for 5 hours. Biden flew back to Wilmington the next morning despite feeling weak and sick. Shortly after returning to his home, he was rushed to St. Francis Hospital in Wilmington. The results of a spinal tap showed blood in his spinal fluid, meaning an artery in his brain, an artery, not a vein, an artery in his brain was likely leaking, Biden wrote. A CT scan revealed an aneurysm lying below the base of his brain, and surgery was his best chance of survival. He underwent a microsurgical craniotomy at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Washington, D.C. The chances of surviving the surgery were 50%. And that's with one of them, but he had 2. But the likelihood of waking up with serious deficits was even more concerning, Biden wrote, and he's correct on that. The chances of him coming out of that unscathed was 0. But here we are. Maybe I should have been frightened at this point, but I felt calm, he wrote. In fact, I felt becalmed. Becalmed? I felt becalmed. it's mocking. It's all mocking.
Right now, I want to talk about this app called Signal. It's a scanning IP radio ghost box, and there's been a few of those out on the market over the years. Spirits use audio to speak. They manipulate audio to speak. We must give them a voice. We must give them audio to speak, in addition to a few other things, including that ever so important connection from within you. Signal app is the first radio scanning IP app with such customization. You can even create your own presets. With that said, it is a scanning IP radio app. Who's with me now? Come on in. Did you say you're by Joe Biden? Or was... You tell me why you're around Joe Biden? Anything else?
He wrote it in his own book, folks. Not to mention the AC part, but you know, he's also a pedophile.
Me. Don't make me stand in the chair anymore. And my second one said, Dad, I don't want to do any more parades.
There you go. That's a good one.
Those, that's true. All right, see you guys. Congratulations. I look forward to working with you. Your legs are going to be frisked. I consider myself a sentiment.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like, dear. You got a sexy little body and your booty looks soft. Mind if I touch it and see if it's soft? No, I'm just being, let's just say I can. And I'm known to be a real nasty man. And they say a closed mouth don't get fed. So baby girl, don't be scared. You heard what I said. We need to make our way to the bed so we can start getting ahead. You like the good, give it to me that freaky stuff. Do it up, don't be scared if it get too rough. Make a decision, we need to get down to business so you can see what you've been missing. You might have some, but you never had none like this. Just wait till I show you this. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. Wait till I show you this. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. You will never get enough. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. Wait till I show you this. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. You will never get enough. Like bam, 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 bam. Never get enough, never get enough. 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 You fine, but I ain't gon' sweat you. See, I wanna tell me what's up. Walk around the club with your thumb in your mouth. Mouth, mouth. Take your thumb out. That might be a little kosher to deal with. Wet back, grown, cause they don't speak. I keep wide when I'm putting in work. You wanna skeet, skeet, you got to get your feelings hurt. Cause I beat that cat with a dog. And up, till she squall. Like, yeah, something like that. But it depends on the swing of the baseball bat.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You know how I'm always telling you guys, or at least every chance I've gotten the opportunity to do so, I've told you guys, that half of Prince's songs were not what you thought they were. He is not this pervert that most people think that he is. Most of his music isn't even about the things that you think that they're about. And I can prove this because he says it himself. When Prince sings about certain things that seem like they might be about sex, or they seem to a person with a worldly point of view that still looks at the world with worldly eyes and sees the world with worldly understanding and hears the world with worldly ears and speaks into this world with a worldly mouth, they are of this world and they will not understand matters of the spirit. Prince understood matters of the spirits more than anybody since Jesus Christ walked this earth. It's a fact, period. What he's talking about in most of his songs is called...
I said we need to free our body of prejudice thanks to liberty, sexual absolute. Huh? Could it be the key of the problems of your president? What is sex for you? Is culture, is spirituality, is biology, is job?
Synergistic energy exchange.
Synergistic energy exchange.
Think about this. You are energy. A vibration of you like a signature is surrounding your physical body every moment of the day and night. Your human physical body is a receiver of this energy, a tool to express the power that is around you. Your mind is also a tool of this energy, this consciousness that surrounds you. Your field of energy is continually interacting with the world and sharing your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with it. Think of it as a bubble of light around you. When you come into contact with other people, your bubbles merge, they touch and interweave, and information is exchanged. Your energy affects those around you. When you sleep, work, or sit next to someone, your fields interlace. If you come across someone with a similar energy to yours, and you are in close proximity to them, your energies are heightened as the combination, the melding of the two induces an even stronger signal in the same or similar direction. An actual exchange of energy takes place that changes your combined vibrations. This is why it is crucial who you choose to spend the majority of your time with. Your energy is exchanging with the people you are around whether you want it to or not, and it is enhancing the similarities between you. The dominant connection grows. This can be in a positive or a negative direction. You also exchange energy with the environment around you, out of the planet. You can stretch your energy to embrace the entire Earth. Remote viewing is an example of this. Even if you are on the other side of the planet, those with practiced abilities in seeing energy can move their vision to actually observe what is going on in another location. You reach out with your energy, or move your intention to be able to experience another space in time. Energy is outside space and time, and that is why it can be tricky to understand. Our minds are usually not accustomed to thinking in this way. We are taught that everything in our physical life is dependent on time and space, a linear point of view. Working with energy and a conscious exchange of energy works on a multi-dimensional level, like the center of a circle. Everything exists simultaneously in the circle. The moment is the center in which everything weaves in and out of, but it all exists simultaneously. Many lives can be experienced at one time. Your energy can move in and out of space and time because it is multi-dimensional. Your soul is multi-dimensional. Who you really are is beyond the confounds and limitations of space and time. The central nugget to understanding energy is intention. Energy flows where attention goes, because your attention can be controlled by your intention. If you intend to focus on something, you are giving your energy to it. Henceforth, if you intend to bring out the best in those around you, and you direct your attention to finding the highest expression of them, your experience of those around you will be enhanced. This is metaphysically giving a direction to the energy around your body to find and illuminate the highest expression of those around you. What you see is in direct alignment with your intention. Intention and energy walk hand in hand to build reality, and synergistic energy exchange is evidence of intention. An energy exchange on a positive level feels fantastic. It is like pure inspiration, enthusiasm, joy, and appreciation. It's like being bathed in a warm, familiar light.
On the counter, make the plates fall back. On the floor, she ain't standing 'cause she so they crack. I'ma give you a smack back. Wait till I show you this. Wait till I show you this. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. You will never get enough. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. Wait till I show you this. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. You will never get enough. Like never get enough, never get enough. Never get enough, never get enough. Never get enough, never get enough. Never get enough, never get enough.
I told you, okay? That's it. I told you, okay? That's it. Oh, you gotta take care of Daddy. You're hard to raise. Yeah, the woman, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. And I want to see these beautiful young ladies. I want to see them dancing when they're 4 years older, too. He knows I'm here. I genuinely mean it.
Here he is telling what almost seems like a fantasy, and then he literally says, I love kids jumping on my lap.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap, and I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
4 women have accused Joe of inappropriate touching, and while I understand that an accusation isn't proof of wrongdoing, I'm inclined to believe them.
Everybody else is looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, nice to see you guys. Thank you. See you back home, I hope. Come on, you jump in here. Where do you want to go?
want to make sure.
There we go. Okay, right hand down. Here's the official.
Now, guys, look up and send a photographer up top.
Oh, there he is.
There you go. Can I go with just alone?
Dad's gonna stand pretty close. So.
She's a lovely child.
Oh, geez.
By the way, if I was young, I'd choose partners. Nice to see you. Beautiful smile, child. Okay.
Very nice. Let's stand behind you just a little bit more off to the side there.
You're getting too big. Grandpa's one of those guys.
That's nice of you.
No, I'm not saying. He knows I mean it. I genuinely mean it.
That's good to hear.
Even news sources acknowledged his behavior several times before he was the Democratic frontrunner.
And he's too touchy-feely.
And, you know, Tony owes a lot to Wisconsin schools. I mean, he met his wife, Kathy. And Kathy, where are you, Kathy? I want you to meet Kathy. Come on. She said she's surprised. By the way, running for governor is a team sport. No way out. He met Kathy in kindergarten. In kindergarten. She was too young to resist. She should have known better, but she did it anyway. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
Grotesque doesn't even begin to describe how inappropriate that statement was. Okay? What started out to have been a sweet story of childhood sweethearts turned quickly into a suggestion of something adult and unseemly. And then
The most disturbing thing is that now no one is talking about it.
Mr. Joe Biden.
Granddaughters always love their grandpas. Doesn't matter. I'm taking my 17-year-old granddaughter, who is absolutely so smart and beautiful. We're walking on a college campus, and we're walking down. She says, "Pop, can we hold hands?" Can you imagine your daughter saying that to you when you're 17? I used to love to drive. They don't let me drive anymore. And I have
Adults to get to that are waiting.
Oh, I prefer the kids.
Speech to make.
You know, my dad used to say, I have a beautiful sister like you, just like you. What are you, 3 years younger? 2. And my dad, I swear to God, from the time I was a kid, he said, Joe, you have one job. Keep the boys away from your sister. How old are you, baby?
I'm 12.
Come on, slide in here, Gab. Come on.
Okay, right there.
You can just press the
It's on recording.
On record, all
We'll
right.
just stop. We'll just freeze
Yeah,
for
we
you.
got a record going here.
All right. Well, by the way, here's the thing. But one night about age 12 and a half or 13, Daddy tucks his beautiful little butterfly in bed. And the next morning, he wakes up and there's a snake in the bed. Daddy, don't kiss me in public.
That's how a former member of the Nevada legislature says she felt when former Vice President Joe Biden kissed her.
Where I feel Joe Biden put his hands on my shoulders, get up very close to me from behind, lean in, smell my hair, and then plant a slow kiss on the top of my head.
As we've been reporting, Joe Biden has issued a response after 4 women accused him of inappropriate behavior. 2 detailed their experiences to the New York Times. DJ Hill is one of those women. She is a writer who met Biden at a 2012 fundraising event. She joins us now from Aspen, Colorado. Welcome, DJ. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you, Tanya. It's good to be here.
If you would, can you describe for us your interaction with Joe Biden at that fundraising event about 6 years ago?
So it was a meet and greet with him. It wasn't going to be any length of time we would be spending with him. We waited in line, and when it was our turn to go up and meet Vice President Biden, I approached him first, introduced myself. My husband, Bob, came up behind me and did the same, and we made some small talk, waiting for the photographer to get ready to take our picture. And as we stood waiting and kind of chatting, Vice President Biden put his arms around both of our shoulders, and you know, it seemed like a comfortable experience. And as the photographer was taking the shot, or getting ready to take the shot, I felt, and my husband noticed, that Mr. Biden's hand that had been on my shoulder slowly disappeared and did a low or a slow descent down my back until he reached my waist.
And how did that make you feel? Can you describe what you thought in that moment?
In all honesty, I was shocked. That wasn't something I had anticipated that the Vice President of the United States would do. We have been to events similar as this, and candidates have always acted, or you know, governors or whoever have always acted what I felt that made me comfortable. And in this instance, I was in shock. I just kind of froze, and my husband Bob had seen his hand go down and ended up making a joke because he could just see my face freeze. He knows me quite well, and he knew that what was happening was making me feel very uncomfortable. And so I was very happy when the experience was over, and it's actually hard to recall today.
And clearly, you know, your husband noted your discomfort. Did the two of you discuss it at the time? And why is it important for you to talk about this now?
I really feel that it's been inspiring for me, whether it's Miss Flores or Dr. Ford or Miss Caruso, to hear their stories and their bravery in talking about similar experiences. And it's one of those things, when I was listening to the news report with Miss Flores and she started to share her experience, and it was like my insides just knotted up, and I thought, someone else does know that, someone else does understand that. And I felt very strongly that we have had this cancer on both our politics and our country for so long, and this behavior, this culture needs to change, and it needs to change now.
to me and wrapped his hands around my face like that and pulled me in and started rubbing noses with me. And it wasn't, you know, like an Eskimo kiss and then stop. It was for like a good 15 seconds. And I remember thinking, is he gonna kiss me? It didn't feel sexual. It just felt like a total invasion of my space. Basically what he said is, hey, that's just who I am. And that's not okay. I was pretty grossed out by his statement. I was actually more offended by his statement than what he did, because I feel like that is A, not accepting any responsibility. B, we all know it, that he does it.
And he's got a really bad temper, Satan. And you did that. I didn't do that. I don't vote. If you vote for the lesser of two evils, you're evil. Dick Gregory said it best.
Folks are apoplectic, upset, mad, angry.
Anytime you vote for the lesser of the two evils, you evil yourself. That's how Hitler came to power. Okay? We don't see that. But you got to be evil. Here's a guy who rapes a woman once a month, another guy rapes a woman once a day, and you got to pick one to babysit for you. You're evil. And that's what America, that's how Hitler came to power. See, few people know Hitler won that election by 288 votes, okay? And almost wiped the world out. So you can get by with that with the church, but you can't get by with that with the universe that made the moon, the sun, and the stars, and that's where we are.
You've got to pick between a man who rapes a woman once a day and a man who rapes a woman once a month to watch your kids. You're evil. There is no right choice in a vote in a two-party system. There's no right choice. You're evil if you do it. And it's not your fault, because you probably don't even know that. But you do now, so you have no excuse. I'm not kidding, but I'm being playful and ironic. But it is the truth. But y'all did that. I didn't do it. This girl, she didn't do it. You did it. You did it. Not me. Keep that old, nasty man away from my kid and all of your kids. But aside from all of that, the reason I say this and bring this up is because no matter who y'all vote for president, because you did that, I didn't. God is always going to be in control and in authority, and he's showing you that right now if you'll just open your eyes. Everything that he said that would come to pass is coming to pass. It's happening every day right before our eyes, and most people are too blind from being programmed and brainwashed and manipulated mostly by the media and the government and celebrities, and it's all these things that are happening in the world right now. God's trying to let you know, hey, I said I was going to send bad weather, and I'm sending bad weather. I tried to tell you I was sending famine, and I'm sending famine. I told you I was going to send pestilence, and I'm sending pestilence. I'm sending all of this stuff, and you guys are not paying attention, and I'm fixing to call it quits. So maybe check yourselves a little bit. I did. I mean, you guys just, you got to wake up. If I can change, you can change. Promise. And I'm not done changing. And I will spend every day of what's left of my life making sure that I'm getting my shit together, okay? You just gotta wake up, people. But I love you all. Don't forget that. Very much. With all of my heart and soul. God loves you. Love God. Love each other. And with that, I'm gonna say bye.
I don't want to take my clothes off. Got legs that bitty don't, but the whole damn nation got the same. Honey only flock to the beat, but suppose not the president or government league. Put me on the slow moving parliamentary hacking, you can help you once again.
Imagine a mirror with a little girl crying inside. The sole heir to a $10 billion estate that her father left behind. Imagine that he meant to guard her and watch her every move as her heart was going.